Hey guys, welcome back to my Chao guide. Part 2, Skill Development. This is where things get a little more complicated. Okay, so this is your basic formula for any Chao garden to be successful. I'm going to get ring farming out of the way first because it's really boring and it could take a little while. So yeah, probably best to get that out of the way first. Okay, now I'm going to show you how to do some ring farming. So there's a few methods here and there, but the method I'm going to show you is, there's a couple ways of going about it, but this is the one I found. It's still going to be very, very tedious either way, but this is what I found to be the most effective method. So basically I'm using a mod. Basically what I did is basically with mods, basically you want to go into the mod manager and just open up the mod manager, go to codes, and then scroll down eventually till you find magnetic barrier code, whatever it is, and then you want to tick that box, and then after that you just want to save and open the game, and then that'll basically give you a electric shield type effect. You can't see it, but I basically have a invisible electric shield. Now, to anyone who doesn't have the access to mods, like console users, for example, or people who don't have access to mods, there is also something you can do to have the same effect. Just it'll take a little bit more time. Basically, for anyone who doesn't have access to mods, can just basically go out here and dig up an electric shield as knuckles. It'll take a little bit longer. Just hold A and X like that, and just keep doing this, and you should eventually dig up an electric shield. It can take anywhere from it could take a few minutes, but that's for anyone who doesn't have access to mods. Again, if you have mods, just do what I did. Just go into mod manager, go to codes, and then activate the tick the box for the magnetic barrier, and that'll basically give you a electric shield. Again, if you don't have access to mods, just go up there, dig an electric shield. That'll give you the same effect. So that's step one. So get your electric barrier or electric shield. Then for the next step, you want to go up here, and then you basically want to step on this button and just stand there and just wait for the rings to gather. That's basically just let the rings gather. You can let it gather while you're at school or college or something. But yeah, just waiting for the rings to gather. I'm bored out of my mind. Anyway, so as you can see, we have managed to max out the ring counter there. So that's that step done. So basically, the first step is basically get your electric shield or barrier, stand on the button, and just wait for the rings to gather until you max out the counter. It's generally a good idea to keep on there a little bit longer even after maxing out, because it keeps collecting rings even after maxing out the count. It's just not keeping track anymore. And again, the more rings you have, the more rings you've got to spend on stuff in the black market. But that's basically it. Just get your electric shield and then just stand on the button. That's the first couple steps. Now, the next step is we basically need to complete a stage, because completing stages usually gets you a ring bonus for completing. So basically, just do everything I've done. Again, get an electric shield, stand on the button, wait for the rings to gather, and then complete a stage. Just as long as it's not Casinopolis, because that doesn't give you a ring bonus for completing that one. And now for the moment of truth. let's see how many rings we got. So that's basically ring farming. Just gather a bunch of rings and then complete the stage. Yeah. Imagine leaving it overnight. Okay, so now let's talk a little bit about Chao skills. So I already mentioned how a Chao has 5 skills: swim, fly, run, power, and stamina, and how they have an affinity to one or more of those skills. Now, you see those black bars? For every 10 of those, a Chao's level will increase, and in doing so will increase in points. How much will depend on the Chao's affinity. Okay, so you can increase a Chao's skills by giving them animals. However, stamina can only be increased by eating fruit. Now, giving Chao animals is like a double-edged sword. It will increase points in one skill, mostly, but you'll also lose points in other skills. And depending on the type of animal, it will increase points in a particular skill mostly. Yellow animals will increase swim mostly. Purple animals will increase fly mostly. Green animals will increase run mostly. Red animals increase power mostly. Okay, so now do you see those yellow bars? The more points you have with a skill, the more those bars will fill up. The bars can hold up to a total of 1,000 points. If your Chao gets 100 points in, say, running, for example, your Chao will learn to walk. And if your Chao gets 100 points in swimming, your Chao can swim. However, it takes a lot more to unlock flying. And once the yellow bars are full, they will turn orange. And once the orange bars are full, they will turn red. Okay, back to animals and increasing skills. I recommend specific animals for specific skills. Otters are best for swimming, found best in Emerald Coast. Swallows are best for flying, found best in Speed Highway. Bunnies are best for running, found best in Emerald Coast. Elephants are best for power, found best in Twinkle Park. There are also these special blue animals found everywhere that basically they just increase 10 points in a random skill. Okay, now let's go into animal farming. So, how do you animal farm? Well, step 1, go to a stage. Now, in stages you will notice, in all the levels you will notice that there are obviously enemies dotted about the levels, and if you destroy an enemy, there will be an animal inside them. So basically just destroy the enemies, get all the animals out, and then you want to cherry pick the animals that you want. Again, using the recommendations I put on should help you out. So right now we're going for like swim, so going for swim animals, so let's see. So far we've got like, so walruses, that's a swim animal. Penguin, that's a swim animal. Any animal that's yellow, basically. And that's also a swim animal. So basically, just destroy a bunch of enemies, gather a bunch of the animals that you want. Again, using the recommendations and stuff, the stats that I showed on screen. But use all that to basically just gather a bunch of the animals you want, and then, so yeah, just go around gathering a bunch of animals, and then release them to your Chao garden. And give them to your desired Chao. Now, let's see. So first of all, we're going to go with Yuno. So, there you are. Okay, so grab your Chao. And then you can just start giving animals to your Chao. Okay, so there's actually two ways of giving our Chao animals. But let me just show you what to do. So if you give a Chao an animal, now as you can see, as you give Chao animals, you'll see the stats will increase, and that's not the only change. If you look at the Chao, you'll see that he's taken various parts from the animal, and that will change over time as you give them more and more animals. So as you give them animals, they will take they'll take behaviors and parts of the animal, and you know they'll change depending on the animals you give them. As you give them animals, they'll take parts, and they'll also lose parts depending on what animals like. So yeah, depending on what animals you give them, they'll start to change in appearance and what parts they have or not. But yeah, like I said, there are two ways of okay, it looks like the other Chao are both asleep, so that's a perfect chance for this then. So basically, there are two ways of giving your Chao animals. One, you can do what I did and give the Chao an animal, but then that's only a one-time use. The other way is just simply do this. Okay, a bit closer. There we go. So just wait for the stars to go all around him, and just basically keep doing this, like so, and you can basically use the same animal as many times as you want until obviously you use the Chao, until you use the animal and it despawns. But if you get used to that trick, yeah, it just saves you a lot of animal grinding in the long run. It's not always guaranteed, but it definitely helps if you can get the hang of it. Yeah, you can see we're getting a lot of swim points here thanks to this trick. It takes a bit of practice, but if you can master it, it does help out a lot. Okay, and that is going to about do it for part 2. Next time in part 3, we'll be focusing on stuff like growth, life cycle, and who knows what else, to be honest. To be honest, next time I'm kind of hoping to wrap everything up in regards to the Chao guide. I don't really want this going on more than 3 episodes. So yeah, next time we'll be wrapping everything up, going over Chao growth, Chao types, emotion orbs, life cycle, and who knows what else. So until then, have a good day, you guys.